Well, good morning. How you doing? Hope you're getting your notices from Facebook. Good to have you on with us this morning. Bella, you are number one. Diane. And let's see, who's number three? Sandra from Aurelia. Good morning. Jen, Cape Breton. Catherine, nice to have you on. Jordan, good morning, Jordan. How are you? Anna, Hamner, Adeline, Wendy from Markham. Jeffrey, Mississauga. Sherry, I can't sing. Jeanette, Nellie, Fran from Orangeville. Debbie, Mary, good morning. And Brahim are not, you don't mention me anymore, Brahim said. Well, Brahim, it's because I don't see it. When I see it, I do mention it. Good morning from Tennessee. Diane, Carolyn from Portland, Oregon. Kevin. And Sherry, Georgie, good morning. Halifax, Christine, nice to have you on. Yeah, Brahim, I appreciate you there, bro. Corey, good morning. John and Linda. Helga, William, Lori, good morning, Lori, from Ventura, California. AJ. Lynn, Debbie from Sturgeon, Len and Judy from Edmonton, good morning. Lise, how are you? Couple more, Diane, Connecticut, and Helga. Oh, no, I said hi to you already, didn't I, Helga? Rita, why can't you sing? Well, I couldn't sing on the best of days, Mary. Nativity. I do. Nativity, what do you mean I miss you all the time? Do I? Leela. Carrie. Sarnia. Good morning. Rain. Rhonda. Oh, I would sing that. Lute. Francine. I gotta tell you why I can't sing. Bruno. Sharon. Kevin and Jean. Yalon, bonjour. Now, I'm laughing, I'm chuckling inside because you guys know how much I love to sing. Peggy, Shirley, Brenda. We love you guys. Okay. Arlene, here we go. Okay, Connie. How is you? Dorothy. Okay. Now, I got to tell you why I can't sing, okay? It's your fault, you guys. I mean it. It's your fault. You know why? We're so popular on Facebook. We have the algorithms. Because they're so popular, we get monitored. And Facebook don't want to have any issues with copyright issues. So if you do a live and you sing, I don't think they could care less. But when this goes to, by the end of the week, about 50,000 people, it's part of their documentation. You can't. I guess if I made up my own songs, I'd be all right. Anyway, I kind of laughed about it. And it's the way it is, guys. It's the way it is. It's all right. I got the song in my heart. I love singing. Now, okay. You know what we're going to talk about today? I was reading an interview with an emergency physician, emergency doctor. I have an emergency doctor in my family. Much appreciated. Dr. Sam, married to my wife, married to my daughter. He's a smart guy. Emergency doctors are, my son-in-law, I know he's my son-in-law, but he's a top-notch physician. He really is. He is so sharp. They see so much. He'd been doing it for 25 years. And what a doctor. Now, I'm not quoting him, although I think he would agree with this doctor here. Here's what it said. This is what this emergency physician, we're gonna discuss this. 45 to 60% of my patients that I see in emergency, 45 to 60% of his patients that he was seeing in emergency are deficient in potassium. That's very dangerous, by the way. 45 to 60% are deficient in potassium. Now, we're going to get into this. Why are people so deficient in electrolytes like potassium? I'm going to tell you the bottom line. There's two reasons for it. And when I say electrolytes, okay, he talked about potassium. There are 5 electrolytes that you need. Okay? Obviously, potassium, magnesium, very, very important. Sodium, yeah. You need salt. You cry salt. You got salt in your blood. You need sodium. Now, I don't like sodium chloride, but I like sodium. And not the bleach sodium that they put in fast foods. You need chloride. You need sodium. And you need calcium. These are minerals that we need. They're electrolytes. And they need to be in balance, because otherwise you could be in big trouble. Now, I'm going to tell you, he mentioned this in his article, the emergency physician. He said this, and I'm quoting him. The vast majority of people who have a heart attack is when their heart goes into AFib. Your heart is an electrical grid. And when that electricity gets out of whack, it can kill you. It's not cholesterol. Okay? It's not. Nobody ever had a heart attack because of cholesterol. Imagine all these years looking for love in all the wrong places when it comes to your heart. Well, they've done that for cancer too. Look, heart electrolytes are very, very important. Now, let me tell you what sugar does. Sugar is not an electrolyte. Sugar is an anti-electrolyte. What is an anti-electrolyte? Something that puts you out of whack. Sugar puts you out of whack in a lot of ways. We all know what high blood sugar does. Ask a diabetic. We know what sugar does to blood vessels. And your body is tightly regulated, so your sugar won't go up and your sugar won't go down. It'll keep it in a very tight range. That's how your body operates till it can't do it anymore. That's diabetes. But way before you get to diabetes, you got trouble with sugar, honey. But electrolytes are really, really, really important. And unfortunately, until it's almost too late, you don't get doctors talking about it. My friend, listen. You need water and salt. Okay? You need magnesium salt. You need calcium salt. You need potassium salt. You need salt, sodium. You need that. Electrolytes. The problem is, people, they don't, first of all, there's nothing that will affect your electrical grid like a lack of water. Now, you know that. I've classified water as a vitamin. Vitamin W. It's quite simple. Only water is water. Your body needs it. When you understand any basic histology, the study of blood, when you understand that you got 60,000 miles of blood vessels, when you understand that blood is the river of life, the river of life. Can't live without it. You can't live without it. And what makes your blood flow? I know there's a pump, your heart. Pump. What is it? 100,000 times a day? But we don't even think about it. You know, nobody thinks about their heart till you got a problem with it. Then it's serious, isn't it? Then it's serious. My next door neighbor the other day, right across the street, the ambulance is there. And she had a mild heart attack. I bet you when she woke up in the morning, she wasn't even thinking about it. And listen, that's where medicine excels. Emergency medicine. That's what medicine is, because that's real medicine, emergency medicine. The problem with generalized medicine is they're into detection and not prevention. When I say 80% of the population is low in water, isn't that crazy? And then you get all sorts of, even today, even in medical school and nutritional or whatever, gurus that are colleagues of mine argue about that. Well, watermelon's full of water. Just eat watermelon. Coconuts are full of water. Just eat coconuts. No. Only water is water. Water, on its own, takes a direct route to your blood. It don't pass go. It's into your blood in nanoseconds. But if you put something in it, including coffee, now you guys know me, how much I love coffee. I've always been right about coffee, and I won't back down. No, I'm right. I told you. But coffee's not water. Tea isn't water. There's water in it. There's water in just every fruit that I can think of has water content in it. That's how God designed it. It's good for you. I'm not against that. But that's not water. Water is water, and you need to drink it. And here's what I know. Here's the sweet spot on water. 64 ounces for my American friends, and 2 liters for my Canadian friends. That's what you need. That is the sweet spot for vitamin W. Now you need that, plus you need salt. You need salt. And of course, guess what got vilified? You know, I don't want to be negative, okay? Have cardiologists ever got anything right? Don't eat butter, because butter's no good for you. Eat margarine. If you eat butter, you're going to get cholesterol. Right? Don't add salt. Salt's going to elevate your blood pressure. Don't blame salt for what sugar does. Basic nutrition. It's what sugar does to the kidneys that affects your blood pressure. And here's a problem. Here's the overarching principle that I just want you to understand when it comes to electrolytes. Okay? Understand this, it's really important. When you have high circulating insulin, which is food, you can't get high circulating insulin any other way. It's food. When people insist on consuming sugar, especially drinking it, and crappy carbohydrates, you get a condition called insulin resistance or high circulating insulin. And high circulating insulin, you know what it does? It retains. Now you have a fluid buildup. It retains your salt. Now you get edema. And then you get excretion of your electrolytes. You get the excretion of potassium, of magnesium. Those are the main 2. Calcium. These are really important. You get retention, then you get excretion. And you're peeing out your electrolytes. Even in the absence of sweating, because a lot of, you know what electrolyte drinks are like, right? You know what my sports drink was when I was a kid? A garden hose. We go play football or baseball, In the summertime, I lived in Timmins when I was a kid. We got summer for about a week. And when it got hot, we used a garden hose. That was my sports drink. Today they got that Gatorade junk and all. I hate that stuff. With a passion, I hate it. You know, they make electrolyte drinks, and they're garbage as far as I'm concerned. I don't like it, especially when they add sugar. And I don't know if I've ever told you, I tasted the original Gatorade. I did. In the 1970s. We had it at, because you know where Gatorade comes from? From the Florida Gators football team. And their scientists, you know, athletic therapists or whatever and doctors there that were working at the university decided, you know, like these guys, can you imagine in Florida playing football, all the equipment, all the sweating, and, you know, it actually gets very dangerous. And they developed Gatorade for the Florida Gators. Tasted like urine. And I mean it. You're actually worse than urine. Not that I've ever tasted urine, but this stuff was bad. I remember we got samples in school. I said, well, who's going to drink that? And then Pepsi and Coca-Cola got involved. Pepsi bought out Gatorade. And they turned it into a drink. And you know them, they can't help themselves. Sugar in the morning. I can't sing. I was going to sing that song. Sugar Man. And all these artificial sweeteners and I don't like it. Kids like it, but doesn't mean it's good for them. You getting the picture? H2O water will save your life. It's a vitamin. Don't wait till you're thirsty. You don't have a little red light on your head. It would be nice if we did. Only drink when you're thirsty. Well, that's not a good idea. 64 ounces and 2 liters. And some of you need more. If you're going to work out, then you need even more than that. How do I know that number, by the way? Well, clinical experience. You know why? Because I used to test viscosity of blood. You know when salt will bother you? Salt will elevate your blood pressure. Only under one condition. 2 conditions. Salt will elevate your blood pressure when you're eating too much sugar and you're not drinking enough water. When the viscosity of blood, viscosity is thickness of blood. When you have the 80% walk around, even kids, with molasses for blood. 80%. If you are on any medication, name it to me, and it's a dehydrant. It'll dehydrate you. Any medication, from Tylenol to Advil to any prescription medication, any of them will dehydrate you. It takes water out of your body and gives you molasses for blood. You know, every senior citizen that I know, just about, they're on 5, 6, 7 meds, and they're chronically dehydrated. No one ever tells them that. They used to come into my office and I said, how do you like your molasses? What? Well, your blood, it's as thick as molasses. Now, that's an old-time expression, but old-timers liked it because they understood it. Maybe kids today wouldn't know what I'm talking about when it comes to molasses. You remember that? No, but seriously, I used to look at blood all day long. Hey, you're thick as molasses, man. You know how much you're making your heart work overtime for nothing? Because you refuse to drink water. And this is why I've always liked this. I've always told you this. It's a good idea to add a little pinch of salt to your water. A pinch of salt to your water. It's so good for you. Add salt. Get a good sea salt because it's got minerals. Don't get table salt. That's been bleached. Get a good pink salt or a good sea salt. And that stuff's so good for you. Put it on your food. Yeah, but Doc, I got high blood pressure. I don't have anything salty. You have no idea how that bothers me. You will never take too much salt in the presence of water. They go together. They go together. That's why electrolytes are really important. Okay, so let me give you possible symptoms that you're dehydrated, electrolyte dehydrated, not just water, salt too. Low in magnesium. This is very common today. Very common. First of all, there's no more magnesium or potassium in the soil anymore. Just about zero. Because of fertilization and, you know, the soil has been stripped of iodine. It's been stripped of potassium and magnesium. You know, they're not, if it's not in the soil, guys, it's not in your plants. Oh, Dr. Martin, avocado. Yeah, I like avocado. It's good for you. I got no problem with it. But don't rely just on that for your salt potassium. I like bananas because my doctor told me to eat bananas. Well, your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. Ooh. Okay, here are the possible symptoms of an electrolyte imbalance. Headaches, numero uno. And again, I just got to say it again. I just got to reemphasize it. I'm talking about your blood and what needs to be in your bloodstream. Water and electrolytes. And when you get a headache, now listen, ladies, you can have estrogen dominance. We've been spending a lot of time on that. Too much estrogen, you're too much of a woman. That can give you headaches. Estrogen dominance gives headaches for sure. But a lot of times I fixed headaches. A lot of times I fix migraines. Water and magnesium and potassium. Yep, lots of times. Because I used to want to get to the root issue. And I used to test estrogen. Oh, you're dominant in estrogen. We need to fix that. But a lot of people didn't realize it. They're dehydrated. And they get headaches. Dizziness. That can be a lot of things, but I'm telling you, you got to make sure. You know, my neighbor had me laughing yesterday because, anyway, long story short, he does my snow in the winter and I cut the grass. And he said to me, out of the blue yesterday, he said, "Did you check the oil on our lawnmower?" I said, "What? Check the oil? I don't check the oil. I have a motorcycle. I don't check the oil." Check the oil? How do you check the oil? I don't do that. I check and I see if I don't have enough gas, but that's all I know. As you can see, there's not even an ounce of mechanic in me. Okay? He said, "Did you check the oil on that thing?" I said, "That's your job. I don't check oil." But guys, this is really important. Check your water levels. Check your salt levels. Your electrical grid depends on it. Headaches, dizziness, a lot of times is electrolyte. It's water missing in action. Cognitive impairment. You ever seen someone that's severely dehydrated? They don't do so well. Their brain is in a big fog. Poor digestion. Yeah, listen. I know I'm controversial, okay? I know I am, but I'm sorry. Fiber is overrated, okay? It's overrated. You know what's underrated for your constipation? H2O and salt. It ain't fiber. It's not all bran. It's not oats that you're missing. Okay? I know the cereal companies told you that, but they're lying to you. You need water and salts. Bloating. Exercise intolerance. I wrote down 12 things. Muscle cramps. High insulin. It's a sign of insulin resistance. Retention. Excretion. You retain, then you excrete. Salt retention and excretion equals muscle cramps. You ever had a muscle cramp in the middle of the night? You feel like somebody just stabbed you and you're out of bed in a nanosecond? Electrolytes. And remember, again, salty water. You need water. And you need electrolytes. I already talked to you about insulin resistance. Insomnia can be a factor. A lot of people, like I said, I wish we had a little red light on our head that said, would you add water and salt? Check the oil. Chronic fatigue. Sugar cravings. Sugar cravings. A lot of times. Electrolyte deficiency. And I talked to you about constipation. So 12 of them. Don't blame salt for what sugar did. It's amazing what happens on the reset. Now, there's a big adjustment sometimes for certain people on the reset. And I might even get them adding magnesium. Not a bad idea. I take magnesium every day. I take potassium every day. I happen to dehydrate very quickly. Just the way I'm built. I think it has to do with insulin. I've told you the story of diabetes in my family. Me and sugar don't get along. I found for me, look, I do really well with 64 ounces of water a day. 2 liters. I do really well with that. I won't even allow myself, although I need to put myself almost in handcuffs when I get up in the morning, because I'm thinking coffee. My reward for drinking a bottle of water is, I know I get a coffee after that. It's amazing how fast I drink that water, because all I'm thinking of is coffee. I'm thinking coffee. You're thinking water. I'm thinking coffee. Now listen, I've learned over the years, 21 days to form a habit. See this space here? There's 2 things I drink. Nothing else. Water and coffee. I don't drink juice. I'll have a Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie every once in a while. Full of protein, collagen, cream. Give that to your kids and your grandchildren. Make them a smoothie. They're going to insist on drinking. Give them something worth drinking. But you see, it's habits, guys. It's habits. And like I said, I know, for me, I can dehydrate very, very quickly. And I'm not on medication, but I dehydrate quickly. It's the way I'm built. And I have to take very good care of that. And so do you, by the way. Don't fool yourself. So do you. If we can teach our kids anything, teach them to wean them on water. Once they're off the breast milk, they need water. They don't need milk. They need cheese. Give them, you know me, I'm big on dairy. I'm not against dairy. I'm the dairy farmer's best friend. I just don't like the grocery store milk, because that's not what comes out of a cow. It's denatured. Brought to you by modern society that think they're smarter than your body. Well, they're not. Your body knows what to do. Okay. Hey, Salty. If I call you that, that's true. That's what you are. Salty. You cry it. It's in your bloodstream. You absolutely need it. Okay. Guys, guess what tomorrow is? Question and Answer Friday. Looking forward to it. So send in your questions. It's not too late. Get them to me. We'll talk about them tomorrow. Okay? Now, are you a member of the private Facebook group? Join up. Join up. martinclinic.com. You can download on your smartphone the Doctor is In podcast. Thank you for making it so popular. We appreciate that. You can share this on Facebook too. They actually like that when you do it. Okay. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon.